And welcome back once again, everybody, to a sold-out Boston Garden. Mike Orman, along with Tom Heinsohn, moments away from starting lineups in basketball.
First, for the visiting Detroit Pistons. At guard from McNeese State, 6'3", number 4, Joe Dumars.
Dumars got off to a quick start the other night. They kind of disappeared.
I don't think they got him the ball enough. Chuck Daly, after the game, told me that he didn't want his guards taking as many shots as they did.
Isaiah took 25 the other night, but he only made 6 of them. Played well the other night, Tom.
I think Mahorn, since he lost that weight, has had a big improvement in his total game.
And Adrian Dantley, another player that Chuck Daly will be looking for a better effort out of tonight than he got on Tuesday night.
I think Chuck has really got a commitment to make as to how they are going to try and play the Celtics. If you're going to play a pace game, which means that you're going to try and wear them out, you got to make a commitment to pace. You can't worry about the team making shots or not. They'll start to fall.
And the loudest this building got the other night was during the introductions, and we'll see if that happens again tonight.
Has this man been absolutely immense during the playoffs? Dennis Johnson.
A lot of pressure on Jerry Seasting tonight.
And he's the guy that Chief ought to be able to score against Lambier down there, particularly early.
Kevin McHale and Larry Bird fill out the starting 5.
And there's great hopes in the Celtics locker room that Bird will find his shooting touch.
I think those hopes spread beyond the locker room, at least in this building they do. Jimmy Rogers, Casey Jones, Chris Ford, Ray Melchiori all over on the Boston bench. Danny Ainge in street clothes again tonight. Let's take a look at the officials. The venerable Earl Strom on the left, Bill Saar in the middle. Hugh Hollins will be the alternate. I like games that Earl works.
What'll I tell you? Tell him you called him venerable.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Boston Celtics and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics and Sports Channel is prohibited. Announcers on the broadcast selected by Sports Channel, approved by the Celtics. There's Danny Ainge. The news is not good on Danny. Might be a week or so now before he is able to come back.
I'd be surprised if it's sooner than that. I mean, you know, that soon, because if it's a ligament problem, they usually take darn close to a month.
We haven't got a month though.
That's right.
Mahorn and Parrish set to go up. Game 2 is underway, and the tap is easily controlled by Robert Parrish, and Ricky Mahorn is laughing as he heads back down the floor. He never had a shot at that. Dumars will pick up Dennis Johnson. Bird trying to get free on Dantley. Backs his way in. Got it.
Trying to get Bird off early. Get him a couple of shots inside. Maybe pick up a foul on Dantley.
Thomas right back quickly, and Dantley's got 2.
Now that's what Isaiah does best. A hard push creates pressure on the Celtics defense, makes them lose their concentration on the men they're guarding, and he can find an open man.
Parrish looks to work on Lambier. The Chief had 31 the other night. Seasting open on the double team. Penetrates, finds Bird. McHale can't get the follow. Mahorn and Thomas, a nice job to combine for the ball. Seasting knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Detroit basketball.
Good hustle that time by Mahorn and Isaiah.
And Seasting. Tied at 2, just underway. Dantley coming out high. McHale's got him this trick. Dumars.
That is the type of shot. Robert Parrish had to switch out and take him. A couple of those, they'll have to really rush at those guards, and that'll open up the gut of the Celtic defense to penetration.
Quick double from Dumars. Seasting hits.
And the same is true for the Celtics.
Jerry hit his first shot the other night, hit 4 of his first 6. Lambier looks to answer. Good rebound by Isaiah Thomas. Celtics are caught standing around on that one. Lambier unable to handle that pass. Here comes DJ. Boston looking for a lead. Larry over Dantley. Rebound Lambier. Out quickly it comes Isaiah. Pushes it up Dantley. Adrian backing his way in, wants to work on Dennis Johnson. Parrish tipping away the rebound, but DJ had a foot in the line, according to Earl Strong.
I'd have to watch that one because DJ was really conscious of getting both feet in bounds before he touched the ball.
Mahorn's going to inbound. Dantley again backs his way in on Bird. Adrian the hook for 2.
So far, it's been a one-on-one battle between Bird and Dantley and Bird.
McHale trying to post up on Mahorn again. Dumars picked off on the double team, and Dennis makes him pay. Bird saves it. No, says Bill Starr. Larry had a foot in the line. Line's getting in the way for the Celtics here early.
But that was an indication that their game plan has changed, the Pistons. It was a made basket, and all of a sudden they're off and running, and they're looking for people steaming up the court. And there's Bird trying to make a great play, stepped on the line.
Both teams off the mark fairly quickly. 3 of 5 shooting. Dantley missing outside. Seasting tracks it down. Pistons are back on defense. Seasting and Parrish are alone. Now Bird's the trailer, and Larry's going to get 2.
Now that is the way to run a break. Push it up and find the open man.
Dumars gets him back in about 5 seconds. Dumars and Dantley so far combining for all the Piston points. We're tied at 8. Bird loses Dantley. Finds McHale. Bird's got the rebound. Good work underneath by Parrish to keep it alive. McHale's wide open, waving for the ball. Now DJ's going to go to Parrish instead. Rob it. And Lambier is going to be called for the foul.
That's very interesting, Mike, what has transpired so far in this ball game. They're trying to go at weaknesses. The Pistons feel that they ought to go at Larry Bird. He's not the swiftest one-on-one defender, and the Celtics going at Dantley.
Seasting again. Mahorn clears the miss. Detroit looks for their first lead. 8:28 to go here in the first. Isaiah still not there for him. He missed that one badly.
And Jerry Seasting was right there. Never went for one of those fakes.
Robert Parrish. And the Pistons unable to make connections underneath the basket. He's that great smile of Isaiah Thomas.
Robert Parrish had great position. He was about 4 feet from the hoop when he received that pass. Lambier historically has played soft defense in the first half. He's always been worried about fouling out of a ball game, so you can attack him early in the ball game and really not get hurt.
Earl Strom is down talking to Chuck Daly and also talking with Hugh Hollins and some people around the scorer's table. Watch, I'll say this now, and there'll be a brawl here tonight, but Earl's always really good at keeping things under control, and yet he doesn't blow the whistle that much. Larry the fall away. Just a shot that hasn't been there of late, but Seasting's got the loose ball rebound. Hits 2.
They're just trying to get Larry Bird's hand out of the ice bucket.
And Ricky Mahorn is called for a blocking foul as he laid a pick on Jerry Seasting. Take a look.
Well, that's one way of trying to spring Isaiah loose, and there's Mahorn just leaning in with that shoulder.
Lean he did. Rick Roby's out there watching. He'd be proud of that one. McHale's fall away.
Detroit's defense was pretty good that time. It broke down just about the time it got to McHale.
Dumars. Long rebound, Dennis Johnson on the break. Seasting's ahead of the field. Parrish is with him. He finds him. And Ricky Mahorn will take the foul. The crowd is on Mahorn early, who's going to come out of the game after picking up his second foul.
But you see Parrish at the bottom of your screen had already taken off. Well ahead of Lambier. Mahorn tried to make a stop on him. He normally guards McHale. Had to make the tackle in order to stop a sure two. And here's Lambier just about getting into the play, but much too late. You know, Robert picks his spots to run so well.
Yes, he does, doesn't he?
And he catches some of these slower centers who really don't like to run to begin with, unawares. And he gets a good 20 feet head start on him. I'd say 4 or 5 times during the course of the game.
Celtics have opened up their biggest lead 5. Sally is in the ball game. Sally crashing across the middle. Dumars and a reaching foul is going to be called by Earl Strong. Dennis Johnson picks it up, his first.
That time the Celtics doubled, and they almost got a good penetration move by Dumars with good, quick ball movement.
Lambier. Harris all alone for the rebound. Here comes DJ. He's got Bird and McHale with him. Larry looking for the cutter. Finds Kevin.
And just rolls people through, and Bird will find the man who's got a half a step.
Celtics have run off 7 straight now. Near steal. Sally blocked by Parrish, and here comes Bird. Boston looking for 9 in a row. Bird wants it. Rebound Sally. Up on the break, here's Dumars. Penetrates, finds Dantley, but he can't handle a pass. And we've got a timeout. An 11-2 run by the Celtics, and they're up by 7, 15-8.
In trouble when you double team Larry Bird. You watch what he does. A good cut by Dennis Johnson on a double. That pins Sally. He has to stay with DJ, and all of a sudden there's Kevin McHale open for a 1 count. Lambier never did get down in there to protect against that second cutter. Sally had to take 2 men, and he leaned more to DJ than he did to Kevin McHale.
Lambier never moved, he really didn't.
That's what's known as a rotating defense that doesn't rotate.
Okay. McHale again cuts through. Dumars now calling out the signals for the Pistons. Down by 7. Dantley trying to isolate Bird defensively. Here's the double from DJ. Isaiah left open, passed up the shot, and got stuffed back at him when he tried to drive. Isaiah had about an open 18-footer there, Tom. He just let go by.
Well, he's not hit that outside shot. He's trying to take it strong to the hoop, make that back line commit, and find an open man.
Isaiah tries this time, and hits.
Now that's a big shot for Isaiah. A couple of outside shots to get his confidence. You see what the Celtics are doing with Bird, trying to get him off, get his offensive confidence in gear.
Larry in traffic. Got it, a foul.
Oh, what an intelligent play by Larry Bird. Always under control. Now Dantley gets picked off by McHale. Lambier has to switch. Bird sees it, has to pull up, and felt the blow from behind, and that's why he took the shot.
7 first quarter points for Bird, and the Celtic lead is 8. 5:20 left to play here in the quarter. Isaiah, good pass to Sally, and he missed the dunk. Here comes DJ. He's got McHale and Seasting ahead in the break. Jerry's wide open. Dennis inside. Parrish, and he's fouled on the way through.
Celtics get the ball inside against this Piston team so quickly on the up quick. They just push the ball hard, and the Piston defense a little bit leery. They must go out and play a Seasting and a DJ and a Bird too. So that leaves the gut of their defense wide open, and Parrish and McHale both know how to take advantage of that.
Robert Parrish just 1 of 4 tonight from the free throw line. The lead stays at 8. 5 minutes straight up to go here first quarter. The Pistons have just 10 points. Isaiah looking to penetrate, draws a foul, and he'll go to the line. Here's the penetration you were talking about earlier, Tom.
Well, he's got that stutter step move, the dribble between the legs. He tries to get you to just move the least little bit off balance, and he'll blow by you. Now, Seasting is relatively his size, not quite as quick, so he's got to give ground. And the reason that Seasting got burned that time is because on the prior play, Thomas had hit that outside shot, and Seasting had to take a step closer to him.
They are shooting just 26% over his last 2 games.
Now, here's a tactic that might prove pretty good for the Pistons, to get up on Dennis Johnson and make him work the ball up the court.
Celtics are down to 12 seconds on the shot clock, and they're not into their offense. Dantley had the steal. Here comes Thomas, or Dumars rather, looking to run, takes it in, followed by Sally, and he didn't miss this time.
He gives them some speed at that power forward spot, so they'll get 3 guys up there pretty quickly.
Isaiah the near steal, but Bill Sarr says he was on the line.
The Pistons have paced this game far better than they did in the first ball game.
Larry thinking about 3, finds Parrish on the cut.
Rookie mistake by Sally. He went to fake at Bird, and Parrish, as soon as he saw him release, went straight to the hoop.
Isaiah lays it off. Sally misses another dunk, and Isaiah gives him a dirty look. Isaiah Thomas really is on John Sally's case.
I'm not going to pass you the ball anymore, pal. You got to make those. They're wide open.
That was great. He got the rebound. He actually looked around a player to give Sally a dirty look. Dantley sneaks in for 2.
Boys, he got some good moves. He's really the equal of Bird with the dribble. Call Kevin McHale a worm, the way he worms his way down into that low post spot.
DJ, tough shot. Made it.
And that was drifting to his left.
Here's Isaiah pushing it back quickly. Gets a step in the middle, throws it up, gets the basket, and a foul. And that brought the Detroit bench up. They want to see Isaiah Thomas hit a few of those.
Now, that's Isaiah's game, and so tough. Now, you watch Seasting. He's down as low as you can get, and that quick crossover dribble. Now Bird has to adjust, try and get in his way, and the foul will be on Bird. Bird, all he was trying to do is just cut down the penetration. He wasn't going after the ball or anything like that.
Pistons back in this one in a hurry now, down just 3. Sidney Green, who did not play the other night, is going to see his first minutes of the Boston series. Larry popping out. Rebound Lambier. Pistons can get to 1. Isaiah looks to push it up again.
Bird just does not have his outside shooting touch.
Isaiah wants it. Hits it. 9 points for Isaiah Thomas. 22-21 with just under 3 minutes to go in the first.
It looks like Isaiah is out of the box.
Let's get Larry out of the box. Good move on Dantley. Got the layup. Bird also has 9. The shootout that never developed the other night is here. Isaiah, the look-away pass didn't make it to Sally.
Sally didn't have his head up.
He sure didn't. Bird is doubled. Parrish wants it. Stripped out of bounds by Vinnie Johnson. We got a foul? Yes, we do. Pistons are going to take a timeout. 2:28 to go in the first. 24 for Boston. 21 for Detroit.
Pick Isaiah up at the head of the key. You're already in trouble because it's a 1 dribble and he's into the teeth of the defense. You see that time Bird really just try to cut off the penetration, but once he's into the lane now, Seasting again tries to play tougher defense, picks him up a little further out, gets him on that one dribble, makes him pick up, but Isaiah has got some pretty good leaping ability and will be able to shoot over Jerry Seaston.
Sam Vincent is going to make his first appearance for the Celtics tonight. He will take the place of Jerry Seaston and no doubt inherit Isaiah Thomas. Sidney Green has come in for Detroit.
I'm sure he wouldn't want to be in the will to be left Isaiah permanently.
Parrish was 11 of 12 from the free throw line in game 1. Hits those 2 after missing his last 2.
Now, Bird has not really caught fire in this first quarter, and the Celtics made a determined effort to find his hot hand. And they kind of fooled around with some of the matchups, Parrish and McHale, but didn't work them exclusively.
Isaiah dumping it inside. Sidney Green not ready this time. The big guys aren't ready for Isaiah's passes tonight. Final 2 minutes here of the first. Bird's got the whole side to work on Dantley. Sam Vincent left alone in the corner. Now Green is out quickly on him. Sam takes it with 2 on the shot clock. Green's got the rebound. Here comes Isaiah.
They made Boston slow the ball up coming up the backcourt. They only had 13 seconds to work their half-court offense.
Sidney Green is trying one and misses. Parrish right there. Sam Vincent looking to push quickly the other way. Casey Jones up waving Dennis Johnson away. Larry penetrates and the foul's called. Vinnie Johnson can't believe it. He's going to get the foul. That's number 2 on Vinnie, who hasn't been on the floor that long. There's another guy who's in a bit of a slump, Tony. Boy, Danny Ainge nicknamed him Microwave.
Yep. He is perfectly capable of just burning you to death. Vinnie Johnson. Yep. I'm glad to see he's heading for the pine right now. Just short minutes.
Bird now with 11 first quarter points. Celtics push it back up to 7 after the Pistons had made a run to get it down to a hoop.
Bird does not have his shooting rhythm.
Sidney Green passes up an open shot.
Should have taken it.
Sure should have. 6 on the shot clock. Isaiah clangs one up, won't go down. McHale coming away with the rebound. Here comes DJ.
Dumars up challenging Dennis Johnson. Now look how far out he has to pick the ball up and start the offense.
Kevin doubled by Dumars. DJ open. Inside, McHale. Kevin will go to the line.
That was such a smart play by Kevin McHale on the first double team. He really faked, I think it was Isaiah out as to who he was going to pass the ball to. And then when he ultimately got it back inside, did a great job.
Seasting back in. Dennis Johnson will get a rest surrounding the quarter here.
Celtics have seen so many double teams over the last 3 or 4 years that they read that defense probably better than anybody as a team. The only guy that I think reads double teams better is in the low post is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Greg Kite is also going to come in for the final 38 seconds here of this quarter. Looks like the Celtics want him to come in from McHale. Kevin gets the bounce on the second one. Celtics have an 11-3 advantage at the free throw line right now.
Well, that's taking it to the hoop, and the only one that's taking it to the hoop for the Pistons is Isaiah.
Boston on another 8-point run here.
Pistons do not have a low post dominating player.
Dantley trying to be that. Too hard off the glass. Loose ball. Dantley gets it back and hits it. 8 first quarter points for Dantley, 9 for Isaiah Thomas. Everybody else has been pretty much invisible.
That's why I thought Sid Green would be so important for them. I thought he could score down in low.
Celtics looking to get the final shot of the quarter off here. Dantley all over Bird. The Celtics find him. Larry will take it. Got it! Larry wanted to go to the line, too.
Well, he saves the big ones for the right moment.
We've played 12 here at the Garden. The Celtics are up by 9. Here it is.
Dantley with the hand. Larry Bird is not going to like what Adrian Dantley is doing to him right now. He's really being physical, trying to deny him the ball, hand-checking him, pushing him, leaning over the top. And he does finally get the shot off with that little fake, just enough room to get it off. But you watch what happens after he scores the hoop, right over to Bill Czar to say, what is a foul in this league?
Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, the guards for Detroit, Lambier, Sally, and Dantley up front. Vincent, Kite, McHale, Seasting, Bird on the floor for Boston. Thomas misses. Kite's got the rebound.
Boy, and Sam did a nice job that time. He cut away the middle and then spun back as Isaiah spun to the baseline and got right on his shooting hand.
Got a little action off the ball down in the lane. Lambier is going to be called for the foul. That's his second.
Celtics picked to try and get Bird loose from Dantley a little bit. And Lambier alert to that situation.
Got another foul call.
Of course, the Pistons do have quite a few big guys to throw at Boston, and they can't afford to be a little bit physical. Kevin McHale.
He got 3.
The hand is out of the ice bucket, Mike.
16 first half points for Larry Bird. Coming back, Dantley got 2.
Well, they're trying to make Bird work inordinately hard on defense.
Larry wants the ball back. Finds Seasting. Vincent. Really lost it. Got the handle back. Now he's looking inside. Jerry will take it. Detroit ball.
Well, this 10-point lead is pretty important because it'll give Casey a feeling that he can leave Vincent and Seasting in there a little bit longer and give DJ quite a bit more rest.
Dantley in traffic, and he picks up a foul on the way by. Greg Kite's going to be charged with it.
Well, when you say attack, that was an attack. This man has been a much maligned basketball player through his career. He started out with the Lakers and scored very well there. Ended up at Utah and kind of with a team that, expansion team that didn't do too much for a long period of time. But he was always the main man on offense, and he's got the tools.
Himself 12 points tonight, too. Celtics by 8. Thomas up harassing Sam Vincent.
Again, trying to get the Celtics to take some time off the clock before they get into their half-court offense.
Vincent will take it. Rebound Dantley. Out quickly Isaiah looks to run. Weaves his way through the defense. Throws it up and in.
Well, 3 Celtics took a shot at trying to slow Isaiah down. No soap.
My, oh my. And the Celtics are going to use a timeout as the Pistons come out hot and run off 6 straight. 10-14 to go first half. 35 for Boston, 29 for Detroit.
Celtics are so aware of Isaiah Thomas, everybody tries to slow him down a little bit. There was Bird. Now Seasting picks him up. You'll see Sam Vincent come into the picture. And Greg Kite, who really should have sealed him off completely and forced the pass outside, lets him slip through.
Yeah, but where was McHale, huh? He was the only guy who didn't take a shot at him.
Casey didn't have his shoes on the court either. He would have.
He's a brilliant player, Isaiah Thomas, when he is on his game.
Well, when he's penetrating, boy, you can't let him in the lane. You just cannot let him in there. He is one of those guys that'll cause fits.
Dennis Johnson back in off the Boston bench. Greg Kite remains in the game. Kevin McHale, top shot, he made it.
And Sally worked him up the lane and made him take about a 10-foot half hook shot. half jump shot.
Isaiah gets a step again, penetrates, takes a bump, and knocks it down.
Boy, and everybody on the rest of the Pistons were down on the baseline. So Seasting had him one-on-one. Now, Dantley's gone an awful long period of time in this ball game.
Birds fall away. Loose underneath. Nice play by Dumars, but it comes to McHale. Seasting open for two. Won't go. Rebound Sally. Up it comes to Dumars. Lambier making his way down the sidelines. Dumars finds him. Dantley penetrates. A big for a step. And he drew a foul from McHale. Late whistle, but Bill Sarr blew it.
Well, McHale had dropped down, covered a penetration, and that left Dantley at the head of the key. Bird had picked up one of the other forwards. By the time McHale got to him, Dantley had a head of steam up.
Rick Mahorn is going to come back into the game for the Pistons. Robert Parrish is back in for the Celtics.
Chuck Daly has brought John Sally along so well this year to where he's a pretty competent rookie player. And he feels a lot of confidence right now to let Mahorn in here with Sally. That crew was on the court when they made their dramatic comeback in the fourth quarter against Atlanta. Those two big guys.
9 minutes to go here, first half. Roberts spins. Too long. Goes and gets his own rebound. Nice fake. Got two.
Now that's where the ball should be going right now while Bird is out of the game. That's a matchup that Parrish ought to be able to utilize.
Dantley spun around Darren Day, but a foul was called by Earl Strom as Day reached back in.
I'll tell you, Dantley is as tough to defend against as Isaiah is for a forward because he's got that dribbling ability and he can worm his way around. Now you watch Dantley cut him off to the middle, shows him the baseline, and now Dantley just works his way between the two players, McHale and Day. But anybody that can put the ball on the floor at that quick forward spot and not lose control is awfully tough to defend against.
Detroit, though, Tom, is getting all their points out of either Dantley or Thomas. Meaning that nearly literally 27 of the 33 points have come from those two.
Well, Sally missed a couple of easy crams, and the Celtics penetration has not true. I mean, defense has not truly cut off Isaiah's penetration, nor have they really stopped Dantley to create openings for the other players yet.
Pistons back to within 5. Day eyeball to eyeball with Dantley, puts it on the floor. Good for a step by Darren. Short though with the jumper. Loose ball. Dantley's got it. Thomas back and the Pistons can get to 3. Isaiah penetrates, finds Dumars for an easy 2.
Boy, was that a smart play by Isaiah. He picked Jerry Seasting off on Robert Parrish's back.
Pistons on a 13-4 run here to open up this second quarter. Pick off Isaiah Thomas. 3-on-2 break. 4-on-2 with Sally the trailer. And Dumars missed the pass.
It was an over-his-head pass. He was lucky to hold on to that.
Seasting knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Piston ball. Here come Vinnie Johnson and Dennis Rodman for the first time. Dantley will get a rest, and he had 15 first-half points. Larry Bird's back in. Darren Day goes out. Isaiah looks for 3 and hits him.
Well, now, that's 2 outside shots that he did not hit in game number 1. And Seasting is going to have to go out there and really start to challenge him. And that'll really give Isaiah an advantage.
Pistons have come all the way back to a tie. Bird's got Rodman and Vinnie Johnson. Looks for the open man. DJ takes the leaner. Hits it. He's got a foul. And Vinnie Johnson just picked up his 3rd.
Vinnie's saying, what have I got to do to play in this game?
3 fouls, no points, and he's going back out again.
A nice fake by DJ. Should have not left his feet whatsoever. And there goes Vinny down to the bench. And Chuck Daly will say, well, save it for the second half, Vinny. By that time, he's liable to be so cooled down.
DJ completes the three-point play. That's Boston's lead. Isaiah pushing it right back. There goes Thomas to the hoop, dumps it off. Rodman got the bucket.
There it is.
Feasting on the other end. And Dumars answers. And Chuck Daly is up screaming like a cheerleader on the sideline. This is the more of the pace he wants.
This is absolutely the pace he wants. Push it hard at the Celtics.
Kevin skips. No, a travel's called by Bill Saw. Third turnover on Boston. Kevin McHale is going to get a break as Fred Roberts comes in. And Isaiah waves the hand over the head, and that's going to be a foul on Dennis Rodman, who came and picked off Dennis Johnson.
The secret to good picks is to lay your body on the man and then fall back like an offensive lineman protecting your quarterback. That way you never get called for an offensive foul. You don't stand there like a wall.
Bird works on Rodman, Parrish the screen, then rolls to the basket for two.
They have worked that play to perfection.
To death, some might say. Isaiah insisting eyeball to eyeball. Sally trying to throw the screen. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And an illegal defense is called against Boston.
Against Fred Roberts, I believe.
That's too bad. That was a good defensive trip for the Celtics. They had him down to about 3.
And they had him worked out to pass the three-point circle as he was down around the foul line to start.
Rick Mahorn puts it on the floor. Dumars takes a tough shot. Sally pushed off for the rebound. Goes back up and missed again. Rodman the follow. No. Sarr's got a foul. And it's going to be on Robert Parrish.
Now, the other thing with the penetration of an Isaiah or any other guard of the Pistons is that it turns those quick feet loose of Rodman and Sally to get to the offensive glass. If you lose your concentration on them, they will take it like that in a blink to get the offensive rebound.
Pistons are going to use a 20-second timeout here. They still have 22 seconds on the shot clock, down by 3, 46-43. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas have 16 points apiece, and Adrian Dantley has 15. He escaped the streets of Miami through a football scholarship, and now Bruce Armstrong is the Patriots' #1 draft choice. Meet him tomorrow when you pick up the Boston Globe. He'll deliver it. He's that kind of guy.
At 5 in the morning, too.
That's right.
Right, fresh off the truck.
He's so happy to be the #1 pick, he's going to deliver every one of those rascals tomorrow.
Cuts the rope. Picks up an armful and delivers them.
Celtics 6 of 11 shooting here in the second. Detroit 7 of 10.
Did you ever deliver newspapers?
I used to sell them. I used to sell the Record American on a street corner.
Did you?
Yep. Oh, good pass. Thomas to Lambeer. Missed the layup. Boy, Detroit's missed a lot of layups tonight. DJ, tough time getting the handle. Lambeer is invisible so far in this game. 0 for 3. Jerry for 3. Rodman the rebound. Trying to tip it out. Gives it up now. Dumars. He'll take the pull-up and hit it.
Well, he is some kind of player, Joe Dumars. With any other ball club, he'd be an exceptional point guard. He kind of gets lost because Isaiah is such a great player. But he is a truly great player.
Off the back of Rodman, as Dennis Johnson was looking for Bird. Here comes Isaiah. 4th turnover on the Celtics. Isaiah giving that stutter step move and the between the leg dribble. Spins away, leaner, and he draws a foul from Fred Roberts. And Isaiah made up his mind on the way up the floor. This is my trip.
Boy, and he spins so quickly, you almost have to play nose on nose against him. Open up your stance so that he can't get around you. And when you start doing stuff like that, he gets you moving back and then he'll shoot right over the top of you. So he's got all the moves to put you in trouble.
Kevin McHale, Sam Vincent are coming in for Boston. Jerry Seasting and Fred Roberts will go to the bench. I know everyone wondered whether or not Isaiah Thomas could have another bad night. The answer seems to be an emphatic no so far. He's looking for point number 18 here in the first half.
And he's created some good situations for other people. They have not converted those situations, but he's seen them.
John Sally might not see the ball again in a while.
If you missed the Kuzi pass, you'd never get another one.
Bird looking to work, and an illegal defense is called. Joe Dumars had himself planted down on the baseline. You see what Sam Vincent is with his fingers up in the air.
And the guy that was really the illegal defender, I think, was Isaiah Thomas, who was below the foul line. He's got to be up above the foul line.
All right, let's see if
still he's below the foul line.
And spotting illegal defense this time. Bird. Isaiah hits on the other end.
Boy, he gets the ball and pushes it up so fast. Sam Vincent just about was able to pick him up at the foul line. You got to get him by half court.
Pistons have their first lead in a long, long time. Holding foul is going to go against Dennis Rodman. Larry Bird will make his way to the free throw line. This has the earmark of a shootout between Bird and Isaiah of the first order. Isaiah now has 20. Larry can match that. Well, it's only the fourth on the team, so he won't be at the line.
What you got to do when you make a basket, the Celtics, is get all over the guy that's going to inbound the ball, at least for a count, so they can't get it into Isaiah's hands, and Sam or Seasty can get to Isaiah quicker.
DJ missing outside. Here comes Thomas. Isaiah. Sam trying to stay in front of him.
Well, he's in trouble already because he's down around the foul line.
Right you are.
He backed off, and he's well within his outside shooting range.
22 in the first half. 5 of 6 shooting for Thomas in the second quarter. Pistons' biggest lead is 3. Larry wants to go on Dan. Does, and draws a foul. If it's Mahorn, it'll be his third. Pistons take a time. 2:59 to play here first half. The foul was on Mahorn. He's got 3, but his club is up by 3.
Larry Bird is the master of the half-inch. That's what I call him. But on this play against the rookie Dennis Rodman, he gets a full foot. Rodman on the top side of the defense allows Bird to spin to the baseline. Rodman thinks he's going up on one side of the basket, and Bird said, "Hey, Rook, I can take it to the other side too." Now look at that. Bird already has, and he's not a fast man, a total good angle to the hoop, and just uses the basket to pick off Rodman's hand. That's thinking, baby.
All right, Larry's going to be at the free throw line. The Celtics down by 3, 2:59, as you can see, left to play here first half. Bird with 18 first half points. 13 of those came in the first quarter.
And he didn't hit the outside shot until the last one of the quarter. Now Sam has got him where you're supposed to try and get him. Up around the foul line and half court, at least half court, and then steer him to the sideline a little bit.
Dantley goes on McHale. Got Kevin in the air and hit the layup.
Doesn't panic, Dantley, against bigger people. He knows he can squeeze the ball through their arms.
He sure doesn't. Tipped away by Isaiah Thomas, but he got there late. Sam Vincent looking for the foul, but he's not going to get it.
I'm saying, Sam, you got to be alert, baby. Know where Isaiah is.
Sam penetrates, finds Parrish. Robert able to control it. Celtics at 2 in the shot clock. Parrish hits.
Big hoop because he had nowhere to go. But his long arm, straight arm jump shot, he can get it off against Lambier.
Roberts 4 or 5 shooting in the game. Again, they clear it for Dantley. Bird comes on a double team. Dumars, good penetration. He hit the runner.
Well, that's what happens when you double some of these guys and you rush to them. They'll go right by with an up fake and then into your defense.
Sam Vincent, coast to coast, lays it off. Might have had a layup. Won't go down for Parrish. Lambier clears. Isaiah's on a wing, so is Dantley. Dantley gets it. And a foul is called by Earl Strom. Dennis Johnson thought he had ball.
Comes Joe Dumars. He makes Dennis respect his penetration, and that sure looked like a clean block to me.
DJ thought so.
I'd say this one, as compared to Tuesday night's game, is a decently officiated game.
It's because Earl's here.
Yeah. The venerable Earl Strom.
That's right. Dantley is looking for his 19th first half point. Seasting's back in. Sam Vincent's going to the bench. 56-52. Pistons by 4. Pistons have scored 33 points here in this quarter with 1:41 still to go. Dantley misses. Loose ball to Lambier. Isaiah coming right back, throws it up, and that could have easily been an offensive foul on Isaiah, but Robert Parrish is going to get one instead.
Robert had his hands up in the air and was retreating on that play. Never went for the block. But when you're on the roll, you get the breaks from the officials.
Thomas looking for his 15th second quarter point. At 25, as most teams know, in a quarter. Earlier this year, get the ball back. Boy, the Pistons are really getting the bounces right now. Isaiah may fire. In and out. Follow won't go from Sally. He's going to be called for a foul over the top.
Isaiah was taunting Robert Parrish.
Sure was.
Trying to get him to commit.
Sure was.
Let's take a look at it. Well, by that time the talking was over and the shot was away. But here comes Sally over the top of Bird. And he thought he had a hoop and a foul. Instead, he just ends up with the foul being assessed to him.
The points are going up on the board here tonight.
The pace in this first half has been much the way Detroit would like it.
22 first half points for Bird. Pistons by 3. Dantley puts it on the floor and just lost it. Skipped it out of his hand.
And Kevin was right there and didn't let him spin. Had enough distance between himself and Dantley, so Dantley didn't quite know what to do with the ball.
Seasting and Isaiah Thomas in a collision. Now a second collision. No call. McHale. There's the spin move. Won't go down. Loose ball. Lambier got it and threw it away.
That was a break because Seasting had committed to try and pick the ball off the floor. If it had gotten up court, they had a 3-on-2 and maybe even a 3-on-1 situation against Dennis Johnson.
Lambier is one intense son of a gun. Bird's trying to get free of Dantley. DJ was looking for him. Near steal Dumars. Larry fakes the 3, finds Dennis. Open for the jumper. Lambier another rebound, and he has started to really assert himself on the boards. He's got 9 now. 31 seconds, 30 seconds to go here. Celtics will get the ball back one more time. Thomas will try. Hit. 25 first half points for Isaiah Thomas. Celtics looking for the final shot of the half. Dantley again bumping Bird. There's the double team. Seasting wide open. In and out. Tap won't go, and the Pistons go to the locker room up 5. We have played a half here at the Boston Garden. Isaiah Thomas has been the show. Detroit 59, Boston 54.
First time since 69. First time since 69. First time since Russell did it. First time back to back. First time since 69. First time since 69. First time since Russell did it. First time back to back. Well, with Dennis Johnson, he's missed the clutch. Goes for the hoop when the shot don't drop. Steal the ball right in your face. Dennis Johnson, it comes to play. First time, Russell did it. First time back to back. Well, Danny Ainge, he fights for the ball. Every night he gives his all. I said a lot of people say that the boy's insane, but he knocks him down from the three-point range. First time, 69, first time, Russell did it. First time back to back. Will Chief, that's a Robert to you. A lot of times he doesn't get his due. They say Kareem, and now with Elijah Wan. But in Boston town, he's the only one. First time, 69, first time, 69, first time, Russell did it. First time back to back. No one said it would be easy. When Lenny died, our hearts grew heavy. Then the injuries to Walton, the Lakers, they were taunting the ghost of the garden. I know they're full of gold. First time, stop McHale. They can't match up to McHale. No one can stop McHale. They can't match up to McHale. He's a mystery. He comes from the land of the latent trees. Long arm got 1,000 moves. Better look out 'cause he's in the group. First time since 69. First time since 69. First time Russell did it. First time back to back. Larry Bird. About him. Every night he plays to win. They said you can give Magic the MVP, but the championship I take home with me. First time, 69, first time, come on, 69, first time, first singing with me, Larry. Third time with me, Larry. Since 69, first time, come on, since 69, first time, since Russell did it. First time back to back, first time, since 69, first time. Since 69, first time. Back to back, first time.
Welcome back to the Boston Garden. We're at halftime. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn, 59-54. The Pistons are up by 5 shots, 72% in that second quarter. So I guess they have found their playoff legs.
Well, I think they certainly have. Isaiah really has found his game to penetrate and really put it on Jerry Seasting, who's had his hands full, as has Sam Vincent. His legs were full.
Everybody's had their hands full with Isaiah tonight. Let's take a look at some highlights from that first half. Robert Parrish continues to play well for Boston. He had 11.
Well, Robert Parrish made a smooth move that time. Bird just picked it up. A little pick and roll play, and Sally was anticipating Bird coming off the pick. But right away, what's been happening is Isaiah is really causing all kinds of fits. When he gets the ball, he's not being picked up far enough out on the court. Here he goes. 3 Celtics try and stop him. A 4th one in Greg Kite, but somehow or other he manages to slide right by.
Not a Kevin McHale type of game so far, Tom. He's got 8 points in the first half. Are the Celtics getting him the ball enough?
I think most of the offense was directed to Larry Bird to help get him in that outside shooting groove. They're going to need that outside shooting, particularly without Danny Ainge. So I think they went to establish that first. McHale, I think, will become more of a factor in the second half And the guy to look for is Jerry Seasting to get the job done outside, too.
And Larry Bird giving us his Dr. J impression along the baseline. He's really done a number on Rodman whenever he's been in the game.
Oh, Rodman makes the bad mistake of trying to maintain contact with Larry Bird. And as soon as you do that, Bird will use it against you. And he's done that once in this ball game and at least 3 times in the prior ball game.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers from that first half, and you're going to see the Pistons really shot the ball well, especially in that second quarter. Again, 72% shooting in the second quarter, 53% overall. The difference at the free throw line kind of evened itself out. 81% at the line, 80%, so that's pretty much a wash. But again, Tom, you get down to rebounds, and again, Detroit is dominating.
Well, they have done a great job on a defensive board, and in addition to that, even on made baskets that the Celtics are connecting with, they're getting the ball out quickly and pushing it up the court and put it right at the Celtic defense.
All right, let's take a look at the individual numbers. Larry Bird leading the way. He's got 22. Robert Parrish, the only other Celtic player in double figures. Nobody in any foul trouble at all. And on the other side, the scoring has been bunched, really bunched for the Pistons. 25 for Thomas, 18 for Dantley, and 12 for Dumars. No production at all out of the front line other than Adrian Dantley. There's a lot of small people scoring points here for Detroit tonight. We'll be back with second half action right after these words. Second half about to begin here at the Garden. The Celtics up by 5, trailing by 5, rather. Wishful thinking on my part. 59-54. Boston down as we look at Bill Walton and Darren Day on the Celtic bench. Bill Walton has not made any move to play tonight. Of course, he got a minute or two in that Milwaukee Game 7 on Sunday.
Boston had cut down the penetration of the Milwaukee Bucks pretty effectively. And they did the same thing against Detroit Tuesday night. I think what they're doing right now is not made a full commitment to shut Isaiah down and force him to pass the ball. They have allowed little cracks in their defense for Isaiah to slither through. And
Isaiah slithering best tonight.
Yep. So they're either saying to the Pistons, Isaiah, you can't beat us all by yourself, or they're just not playing that defense the way they'd like to.
Quick foul is called outside on Jerry Seasting.
Awfully difficult to get Isaiah out about half court and still maintain control of him. You got to have the courage of a lion to do that.
Looping inside, Mahorn puts it on the floor, misses the easy jumper, then gets the rebound back. He'll try again. Bird's got it this time.
Bird did a great job game 1 in the rebounding department, and I think that's where the Celtics will really have to shine this half. Get the boards.
Larry outside. Rebound Lambier, and Lambier has been a giant. He's got 10 now. Isaiah the quick push, spinning on Seasting, gave him an extra move there just for the fun of it. Dantley just standing out there in three-point land. Now he drives for the hoop and he gets 2.
When you switch a guard out onto him, he'll use his wide body to keep the guard away from the ball.
Talk about waiting for the game to come to you. McHale is doubled quickly by Mahorn and Thomas. DJ. McHale throws him the screen. Dennis is open.
The guy that's got to have a hot hand this half, I think, is both Robert Parrish and Jerry Seasting.
Well, Isaiah is really talking to Seasting. Now, Isaiah is a chatter to begin with.
All that smiling. Maybe more than just a smile involved.
Dantley again, that move to the hoop.
Oh, and he forced him to his left hand.
Dantley off the mark quickly here.
Celtics have not gone to the real good matchups. Robert Parrish is one of those, but he has not been able to get the good low post position against Lambier.
DJ. Thomas got there quickly. Dennis penetrates. Lambier the rebound. The Pistons have got a break here. Dumars ahead of the field. 14 for Dumars, and very quickly Casey Jones wants a timeout. Biggest Piston lead of the night. It's 9, 65-56.
Celtics have changed the defensive matchup on Adrian Dantley. They put Kevin McHale on him, figuring the bigger man can back off and then still get at the ball. That time, Dantley went to his left hand and very successfully. Here you're going to say DJ taking it into the pack, takes a tough shot. And look how quickly Pistons get their feet into it. Isaiah with one nice bounce pass to Dumas, who had broken behind Larry Bird. They get an easy 2, and they're riding high.
Dumas is up aggressively on Dennis Johnson. The Celtics once had a 35-23 lead in this game. Since then, they've been outscored 42-21. DJ got it. A foul. No basket. Third foul on DJ.
Lambier rotates in there. Now, that was kind of a bad call because DJ, I didn't see any elbow there or clearing away of the hand to try and get the shot off.
Isaiah back quickly, misses. Parrish has got the rebound.
That was a big hoop for Boston, too, that was taken away because they have not been able to stop this momentum.
Inside, McHale, tough shot, and he got it to go.
Boy, Isaiah came down quickly on the double. There's McHale saying, how about the foul on Isaiah? I think they got to stop pounding the ball inside, take the spring out of the quickness of the Pistons.
Mahorn couldn't handle the pass. He was wide open for a layup. Celtics can get back to 5. Bird pulls up, hits the 3. Second three-pointer of the night for Larry. Dumas lost it on the way through. Seasting's got it. Here comes DJ. Dennis spinning away from Thomas. Knocked out of bounds by Isaiah Thomas. It'll be Boston ball. McHale wants it inside on Mahorn. Now Bird is there with Dantley. They're both in the same spot. In it goes to Kevin. Makes his way to the basket. Won't go down. Here comes Dumas. Lost it off a foot out of bounds.
Celtics got a couple of breaks. I think right now Larry Bird is really feeling that this is going to be his ball game now. Wants to pick them up individually. McHale, both McHale and Bird trying to low post it and fighting in essence for the leadership of his ball club.
Foul is called on Robert Parrish as he tried to set a screen on the baseline.
Get Larry Bird free. And as Lambier holding on, and a big acting job goes on, and they bid for it.
Thomas looking to go to work. Isaiah looks like he wants it this trip. In traffic. Hit it off the glass. Seasting right back. Now he pulls it out.
They've more or less given Seasting the job of stopping Isaiah one-on-one. Fans go wild right now as they finally call a foul down in that low post with all the battling going on against McHale.
They called it on Rick Mahorn. That's his 4th personal foul, and that gets John Sally off the bench in a hurry. You see Vinnie Johnson has come back in. Sally struggles with the warm-ups, and now Mahorn goes to the bench. I'm sure the Celtics might.
McHale ought to be able to get better position against Sally than he was against Mahorn, who's a pro leaner.
That's what I was trying to say. Bird runs Dantley into a screen. Can't hit. Sally clearing out for the rebound, and Dumas says we're going to walk it up. Lambier was wide open on a cut, and Dantley never looked at it. Vinnie Johnson back rims it. Parrish the rebound. Johnson's got that flat shot, and when it comes off hard. Bird wants to go on Dantley. Dumas the double. DJ open. Buries it.
DJ took a couple of those outlet passes off the double and turned them into drives to the hoop. Came up empty. Said, I'm going to hit a couple of jumpers now. Let's see what happens there.
Celtics back to 4. Isaiah Thomas on the bench. He's up talking to one of the assistants. I think he wants back in. Sally trying to post up Dennis Johnson in the mismatch. Looking for a cutter. Can't find one. Nearly threw it away. Dumas with one in the shot clock. Didn't get it off, but DJ got the rebound anyway. Bird's ahead on the break. 2. And Chuck Daly wants a 20-second timeout. They're on their feet at the Garden.
What a move by Dumars, and then the up quick pass to Larry Bird, and Danley tried to get at it. But I think right now, what's Isaiah doing on the bench with 6 minutes only gone in this quarter?
Absolutely for rest, I thought.
Sure. Didn't play much in the first half. Played mostly in the first half, the entire first half. They need him back there. And Chuck Daly said, I guess so, and he's right back in the ballgame.
Bird comes on the double team. Vinnie Johnson left open, finds Lambier. Isaiah Thomas misses from the corner. McHale's got it. Celtics can tie the game. Here comes Dennis Johnson. Bird wants it on Dantley. DJ goes there. Inside. Parrish got it in a foul.
What a great play by Dennis Johnson and Robert Parrish. He sealed his man right on his back. And there was no way that that pass was going to be denied if it was on the money. You watch to the right of your screen. There's DJ with the ball. I guess you can't see it, but Parrish had him sealed. And the lane wide open for the ball to come down and into the hands of Parrish.
Boston goes up by 1. Back from the 5-point halftime deficit. 5.5 minutes still to play here in the third. Celtics now a 12-2 run. Lambier still can't hit. Dantley a rebound for 2.
Celtics have got Larry Bird defending against Bill Lambier, figuring that he's not a low post player. He's on the outside. And let Larry guard him a little bit instead of Dantley.
McHale to the hoop. Got it.
Great pick to shake McHale loose.
Isaiah Thomas pushes it right back. Vinnie Johnson forces one up baseline and knocks it down.
That's a Vinnie Johnson kind of shot.
Yeah.
Behind the backboard, you only see about 1/8 of an inch of the rim, and yet he'll still make it.
And Vinnie Johnson just picked up his 4th personal foul. Chuck Daly not nodding in agreement at the foul call. Bird loops it inside to McHale, and an illegal defense is whistled against the Pistons, and the Celtics will shoot a tee.
Against Bill Lambier, as they were trying to isolate Kevin in the low post, had Sally sealed off from the pass, and Lambier was cheating the lane. He went over that half-court line, a line that goes down the lane, and that in essence means that you're supposed to double somebody, and the closest player to him was the low post man, and that's an automatic illegal defense.
28 points now for Larry Bird. We're tied at 71. John Sally's going to pick up that foul, and Chuck Daly got a tee. Chuck thought he fell down.
Well, Lambier got one here before falling down, pulling the big act job.
Well, keep sending Larry to the line, you're going to get in trouble.
Well, his tie is still well knotted.
Mr. Daly's tie.
That's right.
DJ. One-on-one with Vinnie Johnson. Leans in and won't go down. Parrish to follow, and he drew a foul. Sally will get it.
Boy, that was really quick feet in action by Robert Parrish. He stepped in there just at the right time as Lambier released to go for the rebound himself. Now you watch DJ, and inside Lambier just releases, and Parrish just stepped inside, released on Dennis Johnson. Never did get a piece of Robert Parrish.
So the Celtics continue to make hay at the free throw line.
That's where they need to really do the job. On the offensive glass, they're not shooting well, and also developing an inside game from Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale. Now, Dennis Johnson, anytime the ball has gone on the inside and the big guys have been doubled and they've kicked it out, they have not rotated the ball over to Seasting. They have elected to go other places.
Thomas to the hole. Left hand won't go, but a foul is going to be called. Jerry Seasting on the drive. Isaiah Thomas just 2 points here in the third quarter after his 25-point first half.
But they haven't allowed him, the Pistons, to handle the ball. They've taken it away from him. And they're trying to do other things, which is all to the benefit of the Celtics, because he was the guy that was killing them in the first half with his penetration. I think the Pistons are more concerned about Dantley in their half-court offense than getting the ball to Isaiah.
Celts by 1, 4:15 to go here in the third. Seasting looking inside. Robert will take it. Rebound pulled down by Dantley. Gets it off. Thomas wants to run. Vinnie Johnson's over on a wing. Lets DJ go by. Gets it off the glass.
Boy, when he gets the ball in the middle of the court and there's a couple of men on either side of him coming down on the wings, you got trouble. And it's in River City. And it ain't Poole.
Bird wants it on Dantley. Dantley keeps pushing him out. DJ, good fake. Won't get down for him, though. Dennis keeps it alive. Out to Bird. Back to DJ. Takes it. Hits it.
What a smart play by both Dennis and Bird.
Isaiah wants to go one-on-one. McHale comes on the double. Isaiah scoots back outside. Nearly threw it away. Vinnie Johnson tracks it down. Vinnie to the hoop. Gives it up Dantley. Couple of fakes. Missed the easy one. Tracks down the rebound, though. Vinnie Johnson throws it up. And Bird is knocked out of the rebounding position underneath and draws a foul.
Well, Dantley doesn't have that great leaping ability either, and he knew Bird had a good angle for the rebound, so he just grabbed his arm and tried to hold him and rip him off the rebound.
Foul was called on Dennis Rodman as we see Darren Day coming in. We've got a timeout.
It was Rodman. I thought it was Dantley.
Might have been, but they gave it to Rodman. 2:50 to go in the third. Celtics by 1.
Really smart play by Dennis Johnson. And you watch DJ, he cannot score the hoop, comes up and saves the ball, but instead of just throwing it back, picks out a man to throw it to Larry Bird, who now knows that DJ might be open if he gets back in bounds, and he sure enough is, and it's for 3 points.
Larry Bird has 2 shots.
Well,
Bird missing the first. Misses the second. Isaiah finds Vinnie Johnson. Quick shot goes.
oh.
You just kind of get eerie when you see Bird miss a couple of free throws. You say, wait a minute.
A good move by Casey Jones to get Day in the game to try and stay on Vinnie Johnson.
Dantley out on Bird. Larry wants to go on him. Backs his way in. Finds DJ open.
And Isaiah, a much smaller player than DJ, even though he got back to him quick enough, he could not leap up to bother DJ on the shot.
Isaiah launches another one.
That's going to be a real challenge for Dennis Johnson to stay with Isaiah.
Pistons by 1 as we go back and forth on the odd number.
What a matchup to work. Rodman guarding Parrish.
Darren Day needs a little help. Bird's there. Parrish coming out for the screen. Larry takes it himself. Left-handed for 2. Bird and Thomas with 31 apiece. Boston by 1. Isaiah directs the traffic with 1:25 to play here in the third. Thomas wants to go. Does. Takes a bump and drew a foul. Robert Parrish is going to get it. Late call by Bill Sarr from the outside. That's the 4th foul on Robert Parrish.
His 4th personal foul. First in the last 2 minutes. On the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas has 2.
Started slowly in this third, but
when you switch your center out on a little man like that, what a tough defensive assignment for Robert Parrish to try and get low enough to stay with Isaiah. You have to back way down to take away the speed, and Isaiah still took it to the hoop on him.
Vinnie Johnson up aggressively on Darren Day. Dennis Johnson back there to throw a screen. Bird again wants the ball on Dantley. The Dantley sandwich. Now Bird pops out. Inside it goes. Dennis Johnson wants to go over Isaiah.
Short.
Tap won't go home. Lambier the rebound, looking for a breaker, and here comes Thomas. He's got Rodman on a wing. Lets him go through. Dantley takes the bump.
Oh, boy, that was an offensive foul.
Loose ball rebound. Dantley's got it with 42 seconds to go in the quarter. Vinnie Johnson wants to slow it down. Celtics will get the ball one more time. And a whistle off the ball. Looks like it's going to go on Fred Roberts.
Well, what's going on right now is that the Pistons realize they've got more people to throw in this ball game of the big man variety than the Celtics, and they are really holding and grabbing and gambling that they will not be called for it. And that time, Fred Roberts just didn't want to be held and retaliate.
Whoa! Whoa!
And it looks like Dennis held on to the ball a little bit too long that time.
Whoa!
That's got to be a record. 2 air balls in a row. Look that one up in the record book. He may not be ever. He may never be able to come back in here and show his face after that.
Well, obviously you've seen 1,000 more games than me. I've never seen that before.
I've seen a guy miss 1 air ball, but
McHale hits.
Air ball 1 free throw, but never 2 in a row.
The 17th lead change puts Boston back up by 1.
I take that back. Garfield Smith did it one time when I was coaching for the Celtics.
Dumars better go somewhere in a hurry. Down to 2 on the shot clock. A runner won't go, and the Celtics get out of the third quarter with a lead. The Pistons held to 22 third quarter points who have played 3. 82 for Boston, 81 for Detroit. Join us on Tuesday night, May 26th. If there is a Game 5 in this series, we will be here. That's where we'll be here, Mike. 7:45 will be the pregame show. Game 5 of the Celtics and Pistons. Right now, Boston up by 1. The 17th lead change gave the Celtics a 1-point lead, 82-81.
And while Isaiah is out, they're going to put Sam Vincent in the ball game.
Kevin McHale wants to go right away on Mahorn. Bam, a runner, and a blocking foul called on Dennis Rodman.
He's just praying that Sam will have a little air ball here at free throw line. I don't think it's going to happen. You know, this is quite a challenge for Sam Vincent. He hasn't played an awful lot of time this year, and to come in and really be a big factor is asking an awful lot out of Sam. He's got some talent here that might be able to be utilized in this series.
Those are the first 2 points off the Celtic bench tonight. Mahorn exchanges with Dantley. Dantley wants to go on McHale. A double comes from Day. Rodman goes baseline, stuffed by McHale on the other side. Bird's got the rebound.
Oh, they just made Rodman commit on one side, and he couldn't get to the other side.
Sally's going to come back in quickly for Detroit. Vincent to the hole, blocked by Rodman, who made a nice play. Here comes Vinnie Johnson. Got Dumars on a wing, takes it himself and hits.
It's like a wheelbarrow. Winding up the court. And then stopping for a jump shot.
Earl Strong with the whistle off the ball. Foul, I believe, is going to go on Dantley. Earl has a way about him, doesn't he?
Leaves you laughing, huh?
He leaves you laughing. Roberts outside. He hit it!
No hesitation. That was a good indication of what Fred Roberts needs to do in this series. If he's open from out there, take the shot.
Vinnie Johnson coming around a screen. He lets it go right away. McHale all over the boards. Boston by 3, looking for 5. Comes ahead to Bird. Day in the corner. Roberts cutting through. Darren trying to squeeze a pass through. It was picked off. Here comes Dumars. He's got Sally and Johnson with him. Now the Pistons will set up half court. Dantley waves a few people away. Wants to go to work himself. Adrian Dantley backs his way in. 6 on the shot clock for Dumars. Penetrates and gets the layup.
That was much too easy that time for Joe Dumars on a standstill defense after the Celtics had rotated and knew who they were supposed to guard. To allow him to penetrate like that.
Darren Day cutting for the hoop. Got 2 and a foul.
And Vinnie Johnson is incredulous. He virtually let him score the basket and they called a foul on him. I don't know. It's not Vinnie's night. They must have his number in their brain. Here, a little bump, kind of incidental contact, and they give the hoop to Darren Day, and Vinnie picks up 5.
That was Larry Bird's 10th assist on the night. He's got 31 points to go with that.
Vinnie's saying, I don't know what I have to do to be able to play in this game out there.
Boy, the oft-maligned Celtic bench certainly has come through in the opening minutes of this fourth quarter.
Very important, of course, that they give him some productive minutes right here.
Certainly getting them.
Because Dennis Johnson is going to end up more than likely playing Isaiah Thomas. And he needed a rest in order to do that.
Sam Vincent the steal. Isaiah took it right back. Goes to the hoop. Won't go down. Roberts the rebound. And the Celtics are going to take a 20-second timeout. Sam Vincent, the big hand from the Boston bench.
Well, how's that for quickness with Sam? Took it right out of the hands of Isaiah. That happens about once every 10 years.
Take a look.
There's Dumars being guarded by Darren Day, and Sam goes right up at Isaiah, said, I'm not afraid of your quickness, and makes him turn the ball behind his head, brings it down in front. And I mean, that is aggressive defense. Should have gotten rid of it, however, before Isaiah could get it back. And here, Bird really made him change the arc of the shot. And Roberts with the rebound. What a play by Sam, however.
9:15 to go in this game. 89-85. Boston by 4. They've got the ball. Dennis Johnson's back in. Sam Vincent stays in the game. Bird, McHale, and Roberts are out there. Rodman has got Bird. Bird's had a field day with him so far. Vincent, the big rebound. Whips Thomas away. Sam looking for a little help, and DJ will give it to him. Dennis, the drive. Hit. Yes. A couple of times, but it went down.
Big shot that time, and a heck of a rebound by Sam Vincent.
Isaiah Thomas trying to throw one over the backboard, and he picked up a foul.
Oh, boy. Well,
Sam Vincent as he goes to the bench. Jerry Seasting back in.
Well, you know, of course, Sam plays against Isaiah in the summer leagues around Detroit and pick up basketball, so he's very familiar with Isaiah's game. And he might be the secret weapon for the Celtics as this series progresses if Ainge can't play.
Robert Parrish now back in.
As Dennis Johnson, I don't believe, can stand the full night of trying to guard Isaiah Thomas and still score baskets. His feet do not move quick enough. And Isaiah really can tantalize you with that dribble.
Dumars right now harassing DJ. Celtics have dictated the pace nicely so far here in the fourth quarter.
They've done a better job on the board.
Bird takes it. Front rims it. Isaiah can't get the rebound. Feasting the quick hand. McHale wanted to go to Paris. Bird trying to shovel it off.
Pass off.
Ricky Mahorn picked up the foul.
Bird had the shot, but thought he'd create a better one. Here's Seasting with a little hand poke. McHale picks it up. Almost walked with it. Here comes Bird into Mahorn. Really had, I guess Sally thought was going to block it. At 14 fouls. And only one on the Celtics.
There you see the Pistons got a lot of people who can't get too aggressive here. 8:15 still to go in the game. Boston up 91-86.
Got to be a record on how quickly you can get 5 fouls from Vinnie Johnson out there. I don't think he played 10 minutes.
Rodman, the rookie, on Bird. Larry fakes the three. Finds Seasting open.
Boy, and Seasting just created that opening. Big hoop by Jerry Seasting. As the Pistons are really trying to play aggressive defense right now. Take the ball out of the hands of Larry Bird. That means somebody else has got to hit some shots.
Thomas nowhere to go, and he threw it away, trying to dump it off, but the loose ball comes to Sally. Misses another dunk, but a foul is going to be called on Parrish. Sally certainly goes to the hoop strong, Tom.
Well, that was a nice pickup of a loose ball on the floor. Some of the things you got to do, big men have trouble doing this. Not with an agile player like that, and he just goes in for the slam. And big foul on Robert Parrish in case he's going to make a move right now. Take Parrish out of the game.
Number 5.
Save him for a more auspicious occasion down the stretch. And it's not a bad move.
Greg Kite will see some big minutes, and the Pistons struggle at the free throw line. Chief leads with 16 points.
Kite will have to be very aggressive on the defensive glass.
Detroit has missed 5 of their last 6 free throws. Whoa.
Boy, and Kite just spread that wide body right out there so nobody could get close to it.
Dumars is trying to reach in on Dennis Johnson unsuccessfully.
They're putting a torture test on Dennis Johnson. They're trying to really tire him out just to dribble the ball up the court.
Bird looking for 3. Rebound Lambier off to Isaiah. He's got Sally on a wing. Ignores him. Isaiah takes it to the hoop. Won't get down for him, and Bird's got the rebound. Here comes Seasting. Jerry off and running. And the foul is going to be called on Dumars.
And that'll put Seasting to the line.
The Celtics will go to the line with a long way to go. Chuck Daly's going to take a timeout. 7:11 to go here in the game. Boston, their biggest lead since the first half. They're up by 7. The Pistons have their work cut out for them, down 7. And don't forget, Northwest Airlines World Perks Frequent Flyer Program gives you a free trip nearly twice as fast as any other major airline. So for a faster free trip, look to Northwest. Lambier, Dantley, Sally, Dumars and Thomas are on the floor for the Pistons. Bird, Kite, Seasting, Dennis Johnson, Kevin McHale on the floor for Boston. Jerry Seasting will be at the line.
Real challenge right now to Greg Kite and Jerry Seasting to come through. Seasting's got to hit some outside shots. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the defense really double down on Kevin McHale should the Celtics want to go inside. That means Seasting's going to have to hit some outside shots.
Adrian Dantley works his way in until Bird came on the double. Dantley again. Fakes the shot. Goes to the basket. McHale was there. Bird on the break. He's got Seasting and Kite with him. Now DJ will set it up.
If it ain't there, don't force it. But they pushed it. And there was a possibility that something might happen.
McHale to the bucket and a foul.
They run that play so beautifully. Detroit right now is trying to really cut off Bird from using that pick and roll so he can't get back into the middle of the court. And they're virtually turning the pick man loose. Now you look at Lambier just on the top side, and that allows McHale to roll easily to the hoop, and they have done that several times.
Both teams struggle at the free throw line.
Now does Kevin McHale look gaunt? .94-86. Isaiah, a couple of fakes, and Jerry Seasting stayed home. Thomas wants to work, throws one up, won't go down. He is cooled off. Bird got another rebound. And Larry is a real force on the boards here late in the game. And that's very important because that's the Chiefs department normally, clearing the defensive boards at the tail end of the game.
Kevin felt the double. Jerry Seasting finds Bird for three. Air ball. Kite got a hand on it. Loose, and it comes back to Bird. Loose again. It goes out of bounds.
24-second violation. The ball did not hit the rim on the shot, did it?
Guess not.
Yeah, Bird made a couple of outside shots, but he's not even close to hitting that shot. When he starts shooting long like that and left and right, he's normally short if he's missing.
Sally having a hard time even catching it. Kicks it back out. Dumars will fire. Pistons have really cooled off here in the fourth quarter.
Big rebound for Greg Kite. Celtics are being very intelligent right now. Don't work the clock down too far without going for something close to the hoop.
McHale, and he draws a foul from either Lambier or Sally.
Now that's the real intelligent basketball team that has really propelled this ball club through the playoffs. Work the clock down and then get it inside, put the heat on the defense. And McHale really had great position. How he's holding up with that fractured foot is beyond me.
Sally now joins the 5-foul club. Kevin misses his third in a row.
Now this could, of course, come back to haunt the Celtics. This third free throw that they've missed in a row.
Vinnie Johnson is going to come back in along with Mahorn.
Chuck Daly trying to find a hot hand. It's interesting to me the way they have tried to go about their offense the second half. The ball has not been in Isaiah's hands an awful lot.
First points of the fourth quarter for McHale. Jerry Seasting's finding him a lot earlier now.
All right, Seasting's fighting over picks.
And Isaiah traveled with it. Boy, Detroit is just really disorganized, Tom.
Well, Robert Parrish just switched out and went to pick up Isaiah. They're giving no ground when he gets the ball. Anybody's liable to end up with him.
Celtics can really open it up here. DJ, turnaround, won't go. Tap won't go. Loose ball comes to Vinnie Johnson. 4-on-3 break. Lambier just got there in time. Dantley in traffic, and it at least he'll get to the line, but he didn't make the layup.
one of their weapons, Adrian Dantley, coming down the stretch. Most of this season, because they don't have some good low post players, they'll get the ball to Dantley because he has a knack of ending up at the foul line and scoring baskets to boot.
Nobody has scored over the last couple of minutes.
Well, this has been a grueling game. It's been fast-paced. The Celtics took all those jabs, a couple of uppercuts, and come back and had the Pistons in the corner on the ropes for a while and have not been able to put them away.
Wow. Wow.
And he is a heck of a free throw shooter himself, Adrian Dantley.
Bird wants to work on Dantley. And Vinnie Johnson on the double team. DJ kicks it back out. Larry fakes the three. Jerry will take the jumper. No one is scoring any points here. Here comes Isaiah. 3-on-1, 4-on-1 break. Vinnie Johnson. I didn't expect that to go into.
Almost lost it and kicked it out of bounds.
Celtics by 7. Under 4 minutes to go in the game.
Lambier is defending against McHale right now to lean on him a little bit.
Knocked out of bounds by Lambier, but a foul's called. That's 5 on Lambier. 4 or 5 Pistons have 5 fouls.
Now here's McHale getting down in that low post to the right of your screen. The pass inside. Now watch as McHale turns to the baseline right over the top. Lambier got ball, but he also got arm. And Kevin so happy to have knocked down that first foul shot.
Yeah. Celtic lead goes back to 8. Gets the roll on the second one.
Boy, they're praying him in right now.
Sure. Let's see if the lid is off for Boston then. Isaiah gives to Lambier inside Mahorn. Wants the shot. Couple of fakes. And Robert. No, an illegal defense called against the Celtics.
Right now, what they're doing by getting the ball to Mahorn is trying to force a situation where Parrish might foul out. The Celtics were prepared to try and help Parrish so that he wouldn't have to commit that 6th personal, but an illegal defense call.
Rick Mahorn knocks home the technical. That's his first point of the night.
He's shooting the technical.
I was just going to ask you about that.
I guess you shoot technicals until you miss, huh? And Dantley, I would think, would be the technical shooter on this ball club.
And Dantley outside. Vinnie Johnson throws it up quickly. Front rims it. Rebound comes to Mahorn. Hits the little jumper.
Boy, and did Mahorn just push Parrish right out of the way. Big rebound. Got away with it.
Pistons back to within 6. 3:14 to go in the game. McHale, good position, but he couldn't handle a pass. Here comes Isaiah. Detroit can get to 4. Vinnie Johnson, quick release, and he knocks it down. And the Celtics are going to use a timeout. 2:51 to go in the game. 97 for Boston, 93 for Detroit.
Rebound by Rick Mahorn. Ball goes around. There's Vinnie Johnson's shot. And all of a sudden on the miss, you see Parrish just going to the basket and Mahorn going backwards. That's indicative of a hand in the back. He got away with it and made the hoop to boot.
Big trip here for the Celtics. Seasting with Thomas up harassing him. He knocked the ball away. Jerry got it back, though. Thomas now is out on Dennis Johnson. Bird kicks it back. DJ will take it. Rebound. Robert Parrish. Seasting track it down. Celtics get a fresh 24. Jerry's trapped in the corner. Needs help. Finds Parrish. Now Dennis Johnson will use a little more clock. We're down to 2:20.
They got to come up with a good shot here, however.
Dennis kicking it out. Boston at 6 on the shot clock. Larry's going to have to take it. Back rims it. Another rebound for Boston as Parrish tracks it down.
They're working the clock down too fine. They're not coming up with good shots. There's still 2 minutes to play in this game, and it's only a 4-point lead. They got to score some baskets, not take shots under pressure.
DJ finds Seasting. Got it.
And that's the way to do it. Move it around, you get a good shot, you got to take it.
Detroit down 6 with 1:44 to go in the game. Vinnie Johnson puts it up quickly, nails it.
I shudder when I see him get the ball in key spots. Vinnie Johnson just destroys me. If I was coaching, I wouldn't know what to do with him.
4 of 6 shooting for Vinnie Johnson in the 4th quarter, but the Celtics lead by 4. Parrish the screen, rolls to the bucket, and a foul will be on Isaiah Thomas, who got there late.
They have not changed their defensive scheme against that pick and roll, and Boston has just been eating them up with it. You see again, Mahorn out there cheating on Bird, just releases Parrish, and that allows him to go swooping in. And they'll call on Isaiah, but it could have been called on Mahorn from behind.
Robert makes the first, and that's a big one. It puts the Celtics on the odd number. 17 for Robert Parrish.
And that intelligence is the reason why the Celtics love to have the ball in Bird's hands coming down the stretch, because he will make something good happen. Whatever the defense gives, he'll take.
And the Pistons have 1:18 to figure out how to make up a 6-point deficit. 101-95, Boston. 1:18 to go here at the Garden. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics and Pistons, and Boston's up 6.
Now, needless to say, Mike, Celtics really have to play probably 2 more good defensive trips up the court. Not a lot of Pistons to score an easy one right now. They're down 6, the Pistons. Will they go for the 3-pointers? I think it would be very early for them to do it. The 3-point shooters are not in the ball game. Lambier, don't forget, can hit that shot. Celtics will back off from the inbound man.
Isaiah comes to the ball. Looks to penetrate. Dumps it off. Lambier hits.
Well, he wasn't out in 3-point land, but well within his range.
First basket of the night for Bill Lambier. 4-point game. Celtics really can't afford to. They can use the clock naturally, but the Pistons are going to get the ball back 2 more times.
They've got to come up with a good shot here.
Bird, good catch inside. Parrish for 2.
Again, Bird with the heads-up play. He's picked them apart with his passing.
Isaiah skipping around, penetrates. And draws a foul and goes down hard. That is number 6 on Robert Parrish with 49 seconds to play.
Here's Isaiah, gets by Seasting. They show him the baseline. Parrish has to cover up. He covers up too well. And Isaiah hits the deck, and Robert picks up number 6.
20 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, and a couple of blocks for Robert Parrish as Greg Kite makes his way in. Dumars is up now quickly off the Detroit bench. And Vinnie Johnson will go out. 103-97. 49 seconds to play in the game. Isaiah Thomas at the line for 2. Sally and Rodman are going to come back in.
For defensive purposes. Now, that's an awful amount of confidence to have 2 rookies walking in the last 49 seconds as Lambier and Dantley go to the bench. Lambier said, boy, I'd love to stay in this game. But they want some aggressive defenders out there without the possibility of fouling out. And if they foul deliberately, they'd rather have Rodman or Sally foul out than Lambier or Mahorn.
34. Dumars up aggressively on Dennis Johnson. Bird gets the ball back. Exchanges with Dennis up to Seasting. They break the 10-second line. Here's the double team on Seasting. Open man Kite. Puts it up and in, a foul! Greg Kite, the basket.
They sure gambled off Greg Kite. They left him alone underneath, and I'll tell you, Mahorn just slams him. He still had enough oomph left to squeezed that ball through, and now this crowd cheering Greg, saying, Greg, let's not make this an adventure at the foul line. But it was.
But it was. Detroit takes a timeout. 38 seconds to go in the game. The Pistons are within 6. Thomas, Dumars, Lambier, all capable of taking the three-point shot, along with Vinnie Johnson.
What the Celtics have to do right now, Mike, is make sure, if at all possible, to have the Pistons take some time off the clock. Just don't let them get an easy basket right away. Now, that was a mighty important basket by Greg Kite. That 6-point edge right now means that Detroit will have to go for a couple of three-pointers. You almost would think that Isaiah will handle the ball, and the next thing you know, on a penetration, dish it out. Lambier is very important in that philosophy.
Let's take a look at that big bucket by Greg Kite.
Well, they're double teaming way out at midcourt, and Kite is all alone underneath the basket, and he just grabs it, powers it up, and boy, I'll tell you,
powers is the word.
That was power with a capital P, because Mahon almost threw a body slam on him.
He feels good.
Well, he deserves to make a key basket for all the stuff that's been said about him, written about him. Fans sometimes wonder if he can play. He works hard. Now, Dumars is capable of hitting a three-point play. Isaiah can do it. But the sneaky guy is to draw Lambier's defender, which is what happened on the last trip. The Pistons had it. Isaiah penetrated, kicked it to Lambier, but he was well within the three-point circle.
Here's the stat of the year, Tom. In the fourth quarter of this, the second game of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Celtic bench has outscored the Detroit bench 9-8. And remember, we're not counting Jerry Seasting as part of the bench because he's a starter.
Well, Kite is out of there right now, and Fred Roberts is in for defensive purposes.
Dantley is going to take it to the hole. Misses the layup. Rebound, McHale. Chuck Daly throws up his hands in frustration, and the Celtics are heading for Detroit up 2. Foul, and a hard one outside by Lambier, who fouled out of the game. Kevin McHale will go to the line, and the Pistons are going to have to do some serious soul searching between now and Saturday afternoon.
Well, this was a much better ball game for the Pistons. Of course, they led by a significant number of points, but I think they elected, like they did in game 1, to play a half-court offense against the Celtics, and they are not going to win that battle. And they did not continue the pace game well into the fourth quarter. The Celtics were successful at keeping the ball out of the hands of Isaiah Thomas, and the Celtics really controlled the pace of the game far more in the second half than they did in the first half.
Kevin McHale hits the first. 18 for Kevin. How about this one, Tom? The Pistons have only 9 points tonight. 9 points by anybody taller than 6'5". I like that. I like that.
That's a real stat.
Only 9 points by players taller than 6'5". Not going to win too many NBA conference final games with that being the case.
Well, they don't have an inside game, Mike. They don't have people that can score on the low post.
Well, you got to figure Lambier is going to get you a few points.
Well, they weren't going to Lambier. I mean, Isaiah was doing his number, and he was penetrating, and he got inside, and he wasn't looking for outlet pass. The only guy really passed to an awful lot was Sally, who missed a couple of jams early going inside. But Lambier does not step inside on that kind of move on penetration. He pops out for the jumper, and Isaiah just never hit him. They don't go to Lambier in the low post. They don't go to Sally in the low post, and Dantley is their only real guy up front that they give the ball an awful lot to. So it's not surprising that their big people didn't score a lot.
Okay, well, you see this little stat right here?
Yep.
I'm just going to throw that rascal away then.
Well,
I like it.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
I'll give that to some newspaper guy.
Well, they'll have to be a little bit smarter. They, if you're going to play the game, Lambier should be included in the offense for his shot, which is the outside shot. And Boston certainly gambled off him an awful lot tonight to try and cut down the penetration of Isaiah, and he was open an awful lot, but he just never got the ball.
The Pistons haven't won a game here in the Boston Garden in 5 years. Looks like we're headed for 6.
The Silverdome is another story. This team will have picked up some measure of confidence in that they were ahead going into the 4th quarter. Now, that's unusual for Boston. For the greater part of the last 2.5 months, they've been having trouble themselves in the 4th quarter, except when it's counted in the playoffs.
Well, the Pistons had 36 points in the 2nd quarter. They have scored a total of 40 here in the 2nd half. Inside it comes. Dumars penetrates to the basket for 2. Bird looking to get it in. Comes to DJ. And a quick foul is called down in the corner with 20 seconds to go in the game. 107, 101, 20 seconds on the clock as Chuck Daly talks it over with his assistants. At the line will be Dennis Johnson.
This is the team, however, I thought the Pistons would be able to really play the Celtics hard because they had such a great middleman in the fast break in Isaiah, and some people who could run it up and down the court, and lots of substitutes to throw out the Celtics. And at only the times that they used that speed and that attack were they pretty effective in this ball game.
DJ missing 1 of 2, and then Sally throws the ball away. Vinnie Johnson was all alone on the other end of the floor. He's raising his hands high. John Sally's not going to be a popular man in the locker room tonight. Isaiah chewed him out earlier. Fred Roberts looking to just keep the ball moving, finds Sam Vincent, and Isaiah Thomas commits the quick foul with 13 seconds on the clock. So Isaiah, who had the brilliant first half, 25 in the first half, had a total of 8 points in the 2nd half.
Well, the game plan changed. And Boston forced the game plan to change a little bit by moving the ball around themselves. Anytime Pistons made a basket, they'd inbound it, bring it up the court slowly, work it inside, 4 or 5 passes, and you lose your momentum and the rhythm in your head for fast break basketball that way.
Isaiah got fouled on his way to the hoop with 7 seconds to go in the game. Sam Vincent picked it up. Well, the Pistons are going to drag this one out. They're not going to just let it get away. As Case telling Sam, I'm sure, let him go at this point in the game. And Isaiah misses the free throw.
And this was not the Celtics jinx in action.
Isaiah gets it back, but he stepped on the end line. Would have counted for 3, but he was on the line. 6 seconds now on the clock. Into Fred Roberts. And looks like the Pistons are going to let this one go. 2-1. 2-0. Celtics up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Final score at the Garden. 110 for Boston, 101 for the Pistons. We'll be back. On major motion play of the game involves both Larry Bird and Dennis Johnson, mostly DJ.
Well, here it is. DJ takes the shot, goes into the hoop, really lifted up and didn't make the shot, but hangs in there. Lambier can't hold on to the ball. DJ alertly picks out a guy he feels can catch the pass all the way back, and then Bird, with his smarts, turns it right back to DJ, who stepped in bounds quickly to end up with the 3-point shot. That was thinking basketball at its best.
And that is our major motion play of the game. And, you know, a guy that we could talk about almost every game is indeed Dennis Johnson. He just continues to excel.
Well, he was asked to do an extra dimensional thing tonight for stages in this ball game. He also had Isaiah Thomas. Now, I don't think DJ can play him for an entire game because Isaiah is so quick. But the few times that Isaiah tried to take the ball against Dennis, Dennis was able to make him veer off.
All right, our Texaco Star of the Week, we're going to give that to the Chief, Robert Parrish. A big game the other day in Game 1, and a very, very strong outing again tonight.
Well, he just was with it the whole time. I think he rebounded fairly well. They didn't call his number an awful lot on offense, except on plays like that, but he really was a bulwark trying to contain Isaiah's penetration.
All right, that'll do it for this portion of our broadcast. We'll have a post-game show coming up next. Jimmy Rogers, assistant coach of the Celtics, will be joining us, so stick around. Again, the final score here from the Garden. The Celtics win it 110-101. For our statistician, Dick Leip, our producer, Kurt Jacobson, our director, Steve Reagan, and my partner, Tom Heinsohn, I'm Mike Gorman saying good night from the Garden.